Hi, my name is Lynnette Rasmussen, and I'm an occupational therapist and certified Pilates instructor from Ann Arbor, Michigan. And we're going to show you some exercises that we have discovered work really well to activate muscles versus a strengthening process. You want to, as you know, you want to have the muscles remain as strong as possible, but you find that sometimes you can easily over strengthen them and then the body becomes very fatigued. So we're going to show you a set of exercises. Actually, about a year ago at the Michigan Society chapter, we presented the exercises, but we didn't have enough time to actually have you all practice them. And this time, these will be practiced during the meeting and also shared with the rest of the society so that you can try these at home. So the exercises we're going to show you in a few minutes. I wanted to do a little background in preparing you to work those muscles. And two things that I want to share with you are breathing and engagement of your abdominal muscles, which is so key to doing exercises, because if your trunk is stable, you will have better access to moving your limbs. So to start with, breathing. You want to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. So we're going to practice that. You're going to inhale as if you're smelling a bouquet of flowers, and then as you exhale, you're going to exhale through your mouth like you're fogging up a mirror or blowing out a candle. You want enough exhaling from the mouth so that you're feeling like your lower abs are pulling in and that you're squeezing out all the air. So sit at the edge of your chair and sit up tall and relax your shoulders. And you're going to sniff through your nose. Go ahead. And then you're going to exhale through your mouth. And you see I'm not rounding forward. I'm going to stay tall as I exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. You want to squeeze out all the air. And another important thing is you want to squeeze out the air from the diaphragm. The diaphragm has 3 dimensions. There's front, sides, and back. Many people are chest breathers, where they just take the air in their stomach, and others are belly breathers, where they're really moving out, and there is really no lung or diaphragm down here, but we tend to be stomach breathers. But we want to learn to engage from the front, the sides, and the back, right below your shoulder blades and near your ribs all the way around. So to get better access to that, what I suggest is you find a scarf or even a wide TheraBand if you have one that you use at home for exercising. I'm going to use a scarf here. And this is pretty wide but can be used. And I'm going to put this around my back so that it's flat. You don't want it all bunched up. And then I'm going to take it and cross it over and grab each end, thumbs facing up. I'm going to make sure I'm right there at my rib cage, bottom of my rib cage. And I'm going to pull it pretty tight. And then we're going to practice breathing again so that you can feel yourself filling up the diaphragm on the inhale and also feeling the air squeezing out. So you want to inhale through your nose, and I'm pulling this pretty tight. You want to feel that scarf expand, and then as you exhale, breathe in, expand the scarf, and I'm still pulling it pretty tight. To the sides, the back, not so much in the front. And then as you exhale, squeeze out all the air, like you're wringing out a sponge. So you can see my shirt actually shrivel as I'm exhaling all the air, so I know I'm accessing those parts of my diaphragm. So one more time, breathe in. Expand those lungs, sides and back, and then you exhale and squeeze out all the air. You want to breathe like that, especially when you're exercising, so that you keep blood supply going into the tissue and keep all the oxygen throughout that tissue and fascia so it doesn't get tight when you exercise. The second thing is engaging your abdominals. I don't go into it as much in the videos you're about to see with the exercises, so I wanted to cue you how to engage those abs because it's so key. You're going to sit on the edge of a chair, preferably not a really soft one, and you want to sit right on your sits bones, and those are the hard bones at the bottom of your pelvis, so you kind of feel that boniness when you're sitting. You want to sit tall. That's going to put your pelvis in neutral rather than rounded or arched forward, and we know with FSHMD that the hips tend to come forward, and we want to minimize that as much as possible by engaging the abdominals. Okay, so you're going to sit up tall right up on those sits bones. You're going to relax your shoulders, and you're going to inhale through your nose. And then as you exhale through your mouth, you're going to pull your belly in. You're not going to suck it in. You're going to pull it in like you're zipping up a tight pair of jeans. Inhale through your nose. And then exhale through your mouth, pulling up those abs. Go ahead and put your hands on your stomach and try it that way. Inhale through your nose. Fill up the sides and backs of your lungs. And then as you exhale, pull your belly into your spine. It's like you're zipping up a tight pair of jeans. Breathe in. And then exhale. Also think about where your sits bones are, squeezing them together. Almost pretend like there's $1 million in between your cheeks. And if you squeeze, you should feel a little bit of a lift in your floor, in the floor of your muscles, and that's also lifting up and engaging those abdominals. Engaging the abdominals really helps protect the back, and it will also help to start minimizing that arching forward, because if you're pulling your abs in, then you're going to lose some of that arch in the back. So try it one more time. Sit up tall, you're right up on your sits bones. Breathe in through your nose, and then exhale through your mouth, pulling in those abdominals. So think of these two things as you're doing there's 5 exercises that we're going to be showing you, and it's a lot. These ones are focused on engaging your trunk and also your lower trapezius, which are a lot of major trunk muscles, and those are the ones that we're exercising today in these videos. Thank you very much. This exercise is to engage your transverse abdominals, which is the deepest muscle of your ab muscles, and you're going to sit at the edge of a chair, of a sturdy chair, and put the ring in between your knees, or you can place a ball, or you can place a thick towel, which we'll show you in a few minutes. So you're going to sit tall, so you're on your sits bones. You're going to grow tall through your spine, relax your shoulders. You're going to inhale through your nose to prepare, and on the exhale, you're going to squeeze the ring, and then exhale through your mouth and just round your lower back so you're rolling off your sits bones. You want to keep growing tall at the same time. You're going to inhale, lengthen up through your spine, and on the exhale you're going to squeeze the ring and just round your pelvis back like you're rolling off your sits bones. And what you don't want to do is shrink your upper torso, you're only using your lower part of your torso. And exhale, squeeze the ring, and you should feel a deep abdominal engagement, which is an important muscle to protect your back. Another important muscle are your external obliques, which are the ones right there. So we're going to add the same exercise we just did, but we're going to add another layer of muscles, of the abdominal muscles. So you're going to inhale, sit tall, and on the exhale, squeeze your towel and half roll back, and then take your left shoulder towards your right knee as you're half rolling back, as you're bringing your low back towards the back of the chair, and you're slightly squeezing that ring. So you're activating all the muscles in your scapula, your shoulder blade muscles. And now go right shoulder. It's not a side bend. It's a rotation towards your left knee as you're still half rolling back. This next one is called a spine twist, and what this does is work on those external obliques, which help rotate the spine. So you're still using a lot of your core muscles and your trunk muscles, so it's a really good way to integrate a lot of movements. It may seem subtle, but this is not easy because there's a tendency to want to push your pelvis forward, and we're challenging you to stay tall, which is really using a lot of your muscle, so it's really challenging. So you're going to pick up the ring. Now, depending on the strength of your arms and how high you can lift, it's going to determine how high you take the ring. And you want to keep your fingers long on the ring, like Laura's doing. If you squeeze it, make a fist, Laura. If you squeeze it and press it, you're going to tense your upper traps. But if you keep your fingers long, it tends to use the bottom of your shoulder blade muscles, which is who we want to activate. So this is a good position for Laura with her arms. You're going to sit tall. You're going to inhale to prepare. And on the exhale, you're going to squeeze the ring slightly and move your whole upper torso with the ring. So you notice your head, shoulders, chest move with you, staying in front of that ring, and you grow tall on the exhale. Inhale to the center. Exhale, squeeze the ring slightly and grow tall. And I'm always squeezing that towel just slightly so that you're activating your lower abdominal muscles. And your trunk is probably getting pretty tired by now because it's really challenging to stay in this position because we tend to want to shift forward and arch, which is our comfort spot here. And then the other thing you want to feel is these muscles right here. These are the ones that we're activating. Go ahead and do a twist here. That's where you should feel this movement. These seem so subtle, but these are really important muscles to keep the trunk in balance when you're walking. A key muscle in shoulder stability involves the lower trapezius, which is the muscle right down here, right at the bottom of your scapulas. So to activate that, we can use a ring, but you can also press your hands straight down like against a kitchen counter. Pretty subtle but very effective way to engage those lower muscles, and that helps keeps the shoulder blades flatter onto your back. So your legs are going to be hip distance apart. You want to be in neutral pelvis as much as you can, so you're not tilting your pelvis forward, but you're bringing it more underneath you. That looks good. So you're going to inhale to prepare, and on the exhale you're going to slightly press down on that ring, enough so that you feel your lower shoulder blades pressing. It's pretty subtle. You're going to push down and hold for 20 seconds. And I will put a timer on sometimes because 20 seconds can feel long. So then at the 22nd point you relax, and if you have it within you and the strength, you want to do that 3 times. All right. Another scapula stabilizer is the rhomboids, which are the ones that keep your shoulder blades flat against your back. And we know how challenging that one can be. So this one you can even do in your car, and do anywhere where you're sitting, you're standing in line at a grocery store. So to activate these, you're going to bring your arms down by your side, and you still want to stay on your sits bones growing tall and not arching your back forward. And by this time you're probably getting tired in your abdominals, so take breaks so the muscle relaxes. But that's why it's so important to have strong abdominals, because that's what's going to help keep your trunk more in alignment and less with that pelvic rounding forward. Okay, so your arms are down by your side, and you're going to turn your palms so they're facing forward. You're going to grow tall, and then you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together and hold for 5 seconds. And relax. And you're going to try to do that 10 times. You want to feel these shoulder blades coming together. You want to release them in between. Give them a little break. So if you can't do 10 in the beginning, that's fine. Or if you can't hold it for 5 seconds in the beginning, that's fine. Maybe you hold it for 2. But then you can see if you can get stronger. And these are just activating the muscles so that the shoulder blades know where they're moving when you're in movement. These are 2 really key shoulder blade stabilizers that we tend to ignore and not target, which will help keep those shoulder blades more in place on your back.